Hello, hello, hello again, my lovelies, and welcome back to another ARTlapse, first one of 2019. I know I've dropped off the map a little bit there, guys, and in my next video, I will be going into detail about my life updates and what I've been to from my cross-country road trip to the holidays. Got a little sidetracked there. Yeah, a little sidetracked, Eileen. Try months. So it's the brand new year, brand new chapter, and I promise you in 2019 to bring you consistent, high quality content from art lapses to artspirations to music videos to vlogs to motivate, inspire you, and get you pumped to follow your dreams. So to kickstart this brand new year, I just recently launched a new service called Magical Portraits, where you can commission me for personal commissions, not just business, and get your own custom magical portrait. So whether you identify with mermaids, elves, fairies, rogues, robots, whatever, I'll make you into the character that your soul has always identified with. And details on that will be listed below in the description box. So go ahead and check that out. So today we are kickstarting off the Magical Portrait series with a portrait of my very, very close friend, soul sister Aisha, as a mermaid. And dolphins have always been one of her favorite animals. She's always had this attachment and interest in mermaids. So I was like, girl, I'm gonna make you into a mermaid. You just sit back and watch for the holidays for a present. You just wait. Look, I'm gonna turn you into that sexy, magical goddess that I know you are. So that's what I did. And this is the classic Eileen sketchbook drawing that was scanned and put into Photoshop. I love working with my red Prismacolor pencil as the first layer, and then breaking out that black wing pencil and feel it's like smooth like butter across the paper. Ooh, lights my fire. During the road trip, when I was moving across the country, in a Mini Cooper with 2 cats, while I was trying to juggle that in between, I would be working on my Surface Pro. And I would, for convenience sake, skip the step of drawing in my sketchbook and then bringing that into the digital world. Big mistake. Almost killed my joy of drawing an illustration. Took me a little bit there to realize what did it, because I was just getting stressed out. The life wasn't in the artwork anymore. And it's like, oh, I ain't drawing on paper no more. And there's just something about drawing on paper with that connection of your hand to the page where it just comes to life, honey. So I'm all like Dr. Frankenstein over here. It's alive. Okay, sorry. So, yeah. So I brought that into Photoshop, pulled out my Kyle T. Webster Photoshop brushes, because ain't no one make Photoshop brushes like Kyle Webster. Go ahead and go pick yourself up some. I'll leave a link in the bio or link in the description down below. So now, after I got my lines thick to thin, honey, to maintain that rhythm and flow, and use the paint bucket to fill in the flat colors, I'm going in now, maintaining the integrity of that thick to thin so we can have that flow, honey, and adding some dimension, adding some shadow, adding some highlights so we can get this illustration to pop. Okay? So I used a white brush, but then I was feeling like, okay, this is a bit too much. White and black. That is like the most extreme contrast that you can get. that's not quite where I want you to be looking at. So we got to tone this back, pull it back. So we pulled it back. We use that reddish brown color, and honey, that harmony, it's flowing. And now I am painting the top of her tail as white outlines to make it more softer, because sometimes black outlines can be too harsh. I like to play with color outlines every now and again, because if I get too obsessed with it, then it becomes too much, and I got a full task list of things to complete, and I don't have time for that. But some people do it, and they do it gloriously, and they do it magically, and maybe one day I will be one of those people, and maybe one day I won't. And you know what? We're gonna go on this artistic journey and figure out what one day Eileen will be, and what one day will you be. So now looks like Eileen took a little bit of a break. Come on, stop slacking. Get back to work. Oh, she's getting back to work, honey. And she's going in and adding in some dark stripes to the tail fin, so it can feel a little bit more fin-like, you know, just a little bit more. And because fish tails tend to be a little bit more iridescent, a little bit more shimmery, a little bit more sparkly, I wanted to add in shadow details, or darker details and lighter details, to layer it and get that more like pearlescent, like layered look. That's what I was going for. I like the effect. Don't know if I described it very well, but let me know in the comments down below if you're following along. All right, we're getting some of those shiny details because mermaids, they got scales, they're wet, they are glimmery and glittery and shimmery and all that all over. So we're getting some of those details in. Getting some bubbles there. Adding a stroke to them so they're semi-translucent, but you can still see it in the image so that it can still pop. And here we go. Here is the final look. Here is the final fantasy. Aisha's living her mermaid fantasy in her full glory. Go ahead and click that link in the description box below if you're interested in getting your own magical custom portrait. Don't forget to hit like if you liked this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you want to see more. And remember, you are magical, so shine on.